When I first designed these mallets in the early 1990s, we started from the core out. The sound properties of any set of mallets really are built from the core out. Now, the core in all of these 6 sets of mallets is rubber. And we did this because I'm especially fond of the ethnic sound of Central American and African marimba playing. I was really looking for this grounded, earthy sound, so we chose a rubber core. The number 111 mallet is a mallet made generally for low register rolling. It is wrapped in 6 layers around a very soft rubber core. The mallet is wrapped loose enough in the outer 2 layers to give the player enough hand to the yarn to be able to control extremely soft playing and to have as little contact sound as possible. The number 112 mallet, while still being dark and rich in nature, is able to articulate in the first 3.5 to 4 octaves of the instrument. A mallet I would pull out of my bag playing, for example, transcription of the Bach cello suites. One of the biggest challenges to any mallet maker when you're making marimba mallets using a rubber core is weight distribution. By its very nature, using rubber, the weight changes radically from a hard to a soft core. This is one of the things that the technicians who build my mallets have been able to solve. You will basically feel the same exact weight and balance point in each of the 6 mallets. The number 113 is a very flexible mallet. It's a mallet which can cover the entire 5 octaves of the marimba, still has a soft enough hand to the wrap to be able to roll, but has more articulation and is quite a bit brighter, so one can reach the last octave and a half of the marimba. The 114 is one of the mallets that I bring out of my mallet bag in a concert the most often. It is an extremely versatile mallet. It goes, again, from the bottom to the top range of the instrument. But it's a mallet with a lot of color. Graduated mallets are something that is no longer even just an option. It is extremely rare in any of my repertoire that I will be playing with 4 identical mallets at any one time. So one of the things that we've been very careful of in putting together the voice of these 6 sets of mallets is that although they change in intensity and they change in brightness as they're going up the number scale, they basically keep the same voice. So a player is able to play a piece which has a 112 in the bass position, two 114s in the central position and a 115 up at the top. And the listener doesn't really recognize that these are four different mallets. You're simply voicing your tools to be able to make the marimba speak in a certain manner in either part of the instrument. So yes, I use voicing in my mallets all the time. The 115 mallet is what one might call a medium bright stick. Very well suited for quick articulate passages in the middle to high range of the instrument. I would use this mallet for pieces such as Akira Miyoshi's Torse 3, the second movement of Gordon Stout's Mexican Dances, Jacob Druckmann, Nature of Water, second movement, any sort of music which is flowing, moving quickly, in need of articulation, and in the higher part of the instrument. Whereas the core of a marimba mallet is where its sound personality comes. The wrap of any mallet is where its touch happens. In these particular mallets, we use a multiple wrapping method where each mallet is wrapped in 5 or 6 different layers of varying tightnesses and varying angles, allowing the mallet to speak at different points in the dynamic range. The 116 is the brightest of the sticks in the set, and the stick that I use most often in the performance of Japanese marimba music. This is the mallet that I will use to play a piece such as Yasui Tsuyoshi's Mirage, and it is a mallet which has a ton of color, allowing the player to be able to ask the marimba to whisper and or screech.